All right, what's up everybody? My name is Pete and I help Canadians buy their first home with mortgage strategy and creative solutions. And in this video today, I'm going to be breaking down the Simcoe County home ownership program. So essentially the county of Simcoe will give you up to 10% down on your property in the form of a 20-year forgivable loan that is interest-free. So this program is not publicly advertised. It's actually really good. Now, quick little disclaimer is I just sat here and shot this whole video a few days ago around the program. And right before I was about to upload it, I just double checked the county of Simcoe to make sure I wasn't handing out false information to people. And they actually just updated the entire program with a bunch of new things. So luckily I saw that before I just uploaded it. But here is the new video going over all the new stuff. There's some great changes this year. It seems to change every year, so keep that in mind. This program is subject to change. So what I'm telling you right now, depending on when you're watching this video, the guidelines may have changed. So make sure you do your own research. Go check out Simcoe's website to verify any changes that may have been made. So we're going to cover who qualifies, why it's low risk, and the repayment rules and how to apply. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start off by just quickly going over some of the towns that encompass Simcoe County, just as a little refresher in case you needed it. Barrie, Orillia, Oro, Innisfil, Penetang, Bradford, Midland, Collingwood. I always saying this up, so I'm not even going to try. Essa, Elmville, Tay, Bradford. I already said Bradford. So one thing I will mention, if you are not inside this area, I would recommend you take a look at your own area's government down payment assistance program, because a lot of people don't know that these things exist, and they exist in multiple jurisdictions. So I know there's one in Toronto, and I know Muskoka has one as well. So wherever you're watching this video from, check with your local government, check to see what kind of programs they got going on. So let's jump into what the program actually is. So here's a nice new brochure from Simcoe County here. Very lovely. 2025, 2026. So the Simcoe County homeownership program, it's fully funded by the federal and provincial governments and managed by the county of Simcoe. So it gives eligible applicants a forgivable loan of up to 10% of the purchase price to use toward your down payment. So this means if you buy a home for 600 grand, you could get $60,000 as a down payment, completely interest-free. And if you live in that home for 20 years, you don't have to pay a single dollar of it back. Now there's some instances where you do have to pay it back, but I'm gonna break those down for you a little bit later in the video and show you why it's still very low risk. Now, if you know me, you know that this is my life source. I drink probably 4 of these a day, at least. It's a necessity in my life. So eligible homes. So the home you're buying has to be under $799,000. They just upped this a little bit from last year. It was $720, I believe. So 80K jump. It's pretty nice to see. So resale properties, new construction are eligible. So you're pretty much looking at any type of property here. They kind of cover everything. So you have detached houses, semi-detached, condos, townhomes, even a modular home in certain cases. So pretty much encompasses everything. So again, $799. Now this will be an insured mortgage because you're putting less than 20% down. So you will be paying a mortgage insurance premium on top of your overall mortgage loan amount. Now I can help you understand that a little bit more. So minimum household eligibility. So who actually qualifies for this program? So you must be renting right now and living in Simcoe County. That includes Barrie and Orillia. So they want you to be renting. Now, if you're not renting, but you do live in Simcoe County, there can be some exceptions to this. So if that's you, shoot me a message on IG. We can go over that together. Couple little gray areas there. But you do have to live in Simcoe County. Your driver's license or ID has to be in Simcoe County. So your total household income cannot exceed $129,000. That's pretty good this year. It went up a little bit from 120 to 129. So that's pretty good. And this does include singles. If you're buying your house by yourself here, you can make up to 130 grand by yourself and still qualify for this program. So that's kind of crazy, right? That's a lot of money that you can make and get a substantial down payment as a forgivable loan. So the biggest change to this year's program is this one right here. Personal assets, savings, TFSAs, RSPs cannot exceed $50,000. Now this is a huge number here compared to last year. Last year, they did not want you to have more than $20,000 saved up. So they just increased it by $30,000, more than double this year, which is amazing. So the income's been raised. You can buy a bit higher of a purchase price, up to $800K, and you can have up to $50,000 in savings. Now, if you do have more than that, but you fit everything else, still reach out to me. There may be a couple things that we can do about that I won't mention on this video. So you got to be 18 years of age, Canadian citizen, landed immigrant, or have a refugee claimant status, ID, birth certificate. So let's get into the bread and butter here. This is the burning questions everybody's asking. So what happens when do I have to repay it? How does that work? So the loan is fully forgiven after 20 years. If you keep the property for 20 years, you do not pay a dollar of this back. So you could essentially get up to 10%, and 10% of 100,000 is 80K. So you could get up to $80,000 roughly for free, essentially, if you keep this property for 20 years. Now I know for me personally, that might have been a problem for me because I can't really picture myself keeping a property for 20 years. You never know what's going to happen. And I have more of an investor mindset when it comes to real estate. So you want to hold for the long term, but 20 years is a long time. You never know what's going to happen. So what happens if you do sell it within that 20-year period? So this is where it becomes really low risk for you. So let's say you buy your home for $600K. They give you $60,000 down. That means you're getting a mortgage of $540,000 plus mortgage insurance would be a bit more than that. But essentially you have $60,000 down on the home. So you have $60,000 in equity of your home. Now, when you go to sell this property in a few years, whenever that may be, if your home appreciated, if it went up to $700,000, you have a capital appreciation of $100,000. Now, if you sell it for $700K, you're going to give them back the $60,000 out of the equity of your property. It's not like you have to go out and find this money and pay it out of your personal pocket. That $60K didn't go anywhere in this scenario. It's still in the equity of the home. So you're just giving it back to them, and they're taking a percentage of the capital appreciation, which in this scenario would be 100 grand. They're taking a small percentage of that, maybe $5,000 to $10,000, and you're still taking home $90,000 of appreciation that they helped you get for free. So very low risk. If you sell it, you give it back, and it's not like that money went anywhere. It has to be in the equity of your home, and you can't pull that out without repaying the loan either. So one of the other instances is if you go and refinance your mortgage down the line. So if your first mortgage was $540K and in 10 years you paid down your mortgage balance to $300K, if you want to change that balance and take out money and get a new mortgage for $400K to pay off debts or investment money or whatever, you do have to pay back the $60,000 plus a percentage of the capital appreciation. They'll have to do appraisal on the property. Still very low risk. Let's cover what happens if your home comes back at a capital loss. So if you bought this home for $600K and you go to sell it in 10 years and it's worth $500,000, they actually work with you on that. Sometimes they might not even ask you to pay it back if your depreciation was enough. because you don't have the equity for it, you can't afford it, they can't expect you to pay it back, and they work with you case by case on that. There's a couple other PDFs that they have that go into the structure of the repayment a little bit more. So I can definitely go over that with you if this program is something you're considering. But super low risk stuff here. So I really support this program. I think it's great for a lot of people in Simcoe County. I'm considering it for a couple of my friends and for some family members as well. And I'm trying to get some people on the wait list because it's just really good. It's really good. It's low risk. And a lot of people actually do fit into the qualification of it. I know for myself personally, I was looking into this program as well before I moved back out to Kelowna, because it just makes sense. Why, even if now you can have up to $50,000 in savings. So I can have 40, 50K in my bank account, keep it, take their money as a down payment of $60,000 and buy the house. And I keep the cash. I keep my personal savings. And I start paying into a mortgage. I have a house, I can build a family, I can have friends over, host events, host people. You had a big backyard for your dog. I'm not going to say free because it's not free, but it very well could be free. So it's a great program. So let's talk about how to apply. So you're going to need a mortgage pre-approval from a mortgage broker. So if you think you fit in these guidelines for the program and you're ready to get a pre-approval, shoot me a message on Instagram and I'll get you started with one. And I just want to say, don't worry if you think that you're not approved for much or you're worried you won't be approved at all, because I'm still going to take your application. I'm still going to walk you through this pre-approval process. And if anything comes up where you can't qualify or you don't qualify for nearly as much as you'd like, I'm going to take your application and build you a step-by-step plan of how you can qualify in the future for the price that you want in the least amount of time. So whether those problems are credit, income, savings, any number of things, I'm going to break those down for you and help you build a game plan to get there as soon as possible. So just message me anyway if you don't have a pre-approval yet, and we'll get you going on that. So here's why there's a bit of urgency on this program. So the program is limited funding every year, and because I'm uploading this during the slow season, it's actually the perfect time to get on the wait list. So that way when the market picks back up again in the spring, you're already pre-approved, your documents are ready, and you're first in line for funding. So if this program is something you think that can help you buy a home or help someone else you know buy a home, you'd want to get on that list ASAP. So if you're ready to go, shoot me a message on Instagram, DM me the word Simcoe. I'll help you get your mortgage pre-approval. Make sure you meet all the program guidelines, and I'll walk you through everything so that when it comes time, hopefully your name's at the top of the list. And that's it for this video. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.